Hello, everybody. This is Brian Redgrave here, and today I want to talk about AEW. I have never ever spoken about AEW ever in my channel. I actually just watched my first AEW episode. The only experience of AEW I've had in the past was I watched the very first ever Double or Nothing they did 2 years ago. After that, never watched anything about AEW. Don't keep up with it. Don't really read about it. And because WWE has been so shitty, I decided to give last Friday's episode a shot. So joining me today is Frank Castle himself.
Absolutely. What's going on, guys?
He is a big AEW fan.
Day one. Day
Day one.
one. I
So
told everybody beforehand when Omega was making his way in New Japan, I told him he was coming over here. Nobody believed me.
we have audio crackling again. I don't know what's going on here.
Wow. Let's see. Let me see if this works.
Yeah, so I've never watched AEW until this past Friday. But this, if you watch our thoughts on the releases, Castle, me, and Jordan, you probably found out that I was gonna watch, give it a shot. That really has been so shitty. I love wrestling, but just right now, WWE's not cutting it for me right now. So I'm like, I gotta give this a shot. I want to watch it, and I just watched it. And Castle's here to ask the questions on my thoughts on this past Friday's AEW. And then
That
Castle will.
face, that face for the crowd is he said for sure he was never going to be interested in AEW. Well, let Vince McMahon go ahead, fuck you in your ass, and now here we are. So what do you think, Mr. Redgrave? I know that shit was hot. For context, I didn't catch this week's Dynamite, but I catch every other one. So I can still speak from experience. I missed this one. But I did see the reviews from most of the independent wrestling community. And for the most part, they all pretty much said the same thing. AEW stays consistent. They're not always very top notch, but they're pretty consistent.
It was better than I thought it was gonna be.
It was better than you thought, huh?
Yes, I actually watched everything. Lately, when I watch Raw or SmackDown, it gets to a point where
You
I watch
change on certain segments.
I watch some matches, some I don't. Some segments I just fast forward. If I record, I don't watch stuff live. The hell with commercials. So surprisingly, when I was gonna start it and they're announcing all these matches, I was like, I don't know any of these dudes. Like I don't even know. Like I started like this. I don't know any of these fucking guys. I'm probably not gonna be that entertained. But to my surprise, for the most part, I was actually in my seat, enjoyed the show. I ate my food, and after I finished, I actually just stayed there and watched the whole thing from beginning to end. And for the most part, okay, I'm gonna talk about a couple things I've noticed, right? Because this is my first time. Things that I did like. I do like how when they come out in their entrances, they have the little record of the year. Like this one dude had 12 victories, 4 losses. This dude Christian, who just showed up, had 3 victories, 3 losses, 0 losses. I do like that because it
Fresh
kind
record,
of.
yeah. Fresh record.
I do like that. I really do like that. I never even thought about that. Like, yeah, they should do that. But I do like that because if you're constantly watching, you see how they're progressing, and sometimes you could be like, "Yo, look at that guy's record. Why doesn't that guy have a number 1 contendership for a title or something?" Yeah,
Right. Makes you wonder.
I do like that. I also did like how they have the the entrance ramp and the ring meet. I like that because it's easy to go in and out. And if you want
Right.
to see outside action, then they have the other 3 corners
Yeah,
still.
still in the ramp. Yeah, they're still on the
Yeah.
ramp.
So I did really like that because people were just coming in and out without any problems, not having to wait to go around the steel steps to go up. these are small right bits that I noticed because I've never watched it, and I enjoyed that. I like seeing that. It gives it a different feel when you watch it. So
It gives you a more fight kind of feel. It really does give you
yes,
that really. And then when the crowd really pops, you can see that people are enjoying themselves.
that's another thing. Another thing I want to talk about. Obviously, because the WWE is doing the Thunderdome still, and I do like the Thunderdome. I am not anti Thunderdome. I love the Thunderdome, but there's nothing like seeing a live crowd. So having an actual crowd also helped me get engaged on the show because wrestling is not just about the matches.
It's crowd control.
The crowd can make or break a match because sometimes the match could be fire, but if the crowd is shitting on it, the match will suffer from it. Sometimes the match isn't that great, but because the crowd's so into the wrestlers, they'll make that match feel better. So yes, for
Yeah, no
example,
CM Punk chance.
I noticed that again, guys. Keep in mind, I've never watched AEW. I noticed that when Chris Jericho came out, the crowd was just singing to his song, just
Always.
just singing to his song. It adds to that because that I went from remember I've only seen Chris Jericho in WWE. I went from let me see what this Chris Jericho got here right when he talks, what he does, but immediately as he's coming out, the fucking crowd is singing along. It gets me invested. It gets me invested.
Now, mind you, he's a heel,
Yes.
but he still controls the crowd.
See, I wouldn't know that, right? Because from this past, look, we have a comment from my one coworker. AEW, AEW,
Ah, I hear
AEW.
you, bro. They taking over. I'm trying to tell you.
So, so yeah, I want to know if he was a heel or not, right? Because I will say one thing.
He's a heel.
They show clips from the Stampede, whatever that match was called. I actually would like to watch that.
Just
Uh,
YouTube it.
Yeah, I wanted to
The
watch that.
open that fucking match was sick.
I seen the clips. It looked interesting. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna try to go from beginning to end. I still remember it. So I know what opened was the Young Bucks versus Pac, and some dudes who I don't know even know I don't know his name. He wears a mask. He looked like the Joker. Can't think of his name,
one of them fuck. Trying
but
to think.
I I can't think of
Oh,
his name.
Pentagon.
Yeah, he had a mask. He has like that Joker look in the mask, the colors.
Yeah, your Pentagon in Phoenix.
So sorry, I don't know their names. Forgive me. I'll get used to them. Um, that match I thought was okay. I don't know if this is always the case, or maybe like you said, it's not. Sometimes things happen, but at times it seemed a little over. What's the word? I mean,
Overbooked.
no, choreography. I can't say that word. It looked too planned. Things look too. I'm trying to look for that
Overbooked.
word.
That's overbooked.
Maybe that's what it was. At times, like the one of the Young Bucks got KO, he's clearly could stop the one guy from making the tag, and he just magically just went back down and just slammed down to the ring. I was like, dude, what are you doing? Like, but like I said, I don't know if that's an always type of thing, or maybe it just happened today when I was watching. Right, stuff like that happens in WWE too. I remember when Velveteen Dream did that. So it happens. So the first match, I was like, I don't know, like some of these parts look too planned, and obviously wrestling, I don't, it's not, I don't say it's fake, it's scripted, it's planned, but too planned. But that was the only match I seen that in. Every other match, I never really noticed that. So I don't know, maybe I don't know. It was just that match. I will say though, personally, it was good to see Pac again. I have to ask you. You keep watching. You watch this all the time. Why do they call him the bastard?
Because he's heel. He's full heel. And he's never going back to being face.
Yo,
That's
every
what he
time
calls
it's the
himself that.
bastard, the bastard, the
Yeah,
bastard.
he calls himself that. He calls himself,
Okay.
he says, I'm a bastard. That's his
Okay.
thing.
I
Yeah.
was wondering because the commentators, it was good to hear Jim Ross again. Jim Ross, always one of the best
Still nails
commentators.
it. Yeah, still nails it.
So yeah,
And
it
Tony
was good. That was the other name I was trying to think of. That was the other one
Schiavone.
I couldn't. Yeah. But it was good to see Pac again. Definitely did enjoy that. Then I know they had Cody. I don't know the name, but they had Cody Rhodes or some dude taking on this other team of guys I don't know. That match is pretty good. I haven't seen Cody wrestle since he was Stardust, so that was a long time ago. I That's not true. I seen him when he wrestled Dustin Rhodes at that Double or Nothing, which was
Yeah.
like a really good match too. But yeah,
Emotion. Filled with emotion.
yeah, but without counting that, the last time I truly seen him like that in a weekly like show was when he was still Stardust. My God, but it was
Now,
cool.
look, for context, I liked the gimmick. I did. Stardust, I love that gimmick.
I like the
Hated
gimmick.
it.
I liked the gimmick when he was teaming with Goldust. I didn't see the point of the gimmick once him and Goldust split.
And then they had that small little beef with him and Neville, aka Pac.
I mean, never wasted potential in WWE, but I enjoyed watching him.
He's maxed out. You seen his finishing moves, right? He's got different moves now.
Yeah,
He still does the black arrow.
He still kept the arrow. Yes, I know that he did it. I know this. Let me see.
But he got a submission hold. I forgot what that shit's called, like the pain lock or some shit like that. Fucking nasty.
I will say the other match I didn't give two craps about. I didn't like it. Was Red Velvet versus Bunny, two women.
Thank God, I knew you would say that. All right, look, listen. All right, for context again, the women's division is a little weak, just a little.
Yeah, that
and
man.
Red Velvet, if you see her record, she doesn't win a lot.
That match is. That was, like I said, even the Young Bucks match, it was a little too planned, but I still enjoyed it, right? That one, I was like, it was the only match in that episode that I was like, I don't really care for this. I didn't fast forward just for giving them the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, that match was not very good. I did like the championship celebration. I don't know her name, but she was in the league before.
Mm-hmm.
She just won the women's title.
Dr. Britt Baker.
Yes, I did like her. I did like her championship celebration. I did like how she did the whole.
Just a side note for the crowd: she is with Adam Cole. That's his baby.
Oh, so. That's the one you said that was with Adam Cole. Because I know you told me Adam Cole's girl was in AEW, but I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, Britt Baker. Yeah, Adam Cole.
Okay. I did like she did have this segment where she's like, I'm going to top Chris Jericho, because when Chris Jericho came out, he gave the crowd free shirts. Mm-hmm. But she's like, I'm going to top this with these coupons that I was given for free burgers. And then she completely played the crowd. Oh, no, wait, they're right here. None of you helped me win any of this. So none of you are getting any. I love that. It was funny, it was entertaining, and it was a dick heel move to do. So I really did like that. That whole segment with the burgers and all that. It was one of them silly things, but good silly. That I enjoyed it.
Yeah, comedic relief. Got to have a little of that.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. Sting, Darby Allin, they didn't really do much. They just came out. Sting said how this last Double or Nothing or whatever pay-per-view was one of his best moments in his career. I can't say it. I heard that his performance at that pay-per-view was great. Anybody tells me that he still got it despite being in his 60s. But I can't say anything. All it was that he said that two guys who I don't know who the hell they are came out, said Darby, Sting's been carrying you the entire time. We'll find another partner.
Probably Brian Cage. Really big guy with sideburns.
I don't know, but he did like this whole like I don't know what thing.
And then there's Ricky something. I forgot what was that. Ricky Stark.
I don't see. Not really a spoiler, but I'm not done talking. But I was impressed enough that I actually did set it to record weekly because I do plan on watching next week and go from there. So yeah, I did enjoy that. I did remember seeing Darby Allin wrestle a few times before, and I have enjoyed him every time I've seen him. So definitely, whatever that's gonna be about, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I like the Kenny Omega segment.
Belt collect.
This backstage segment that we're talking about Jungle Boy. That he's old. title shot now because he won this casino battle royale thing. And I like how Kenny responded. He's like 20. Like, were any of them in the top 5, top 3, number 1? No, right? I did like that. It was like a dickhead comment. Like, all those dudes were nothing compared to me.
Right.
I did like that. Entertaining.
So, competition, top heel right now in wrestling, Omega or Roman?
I don't know. I'm gonna keep watching, and I can tell you that later. It wouldn't be fair because I would tell you Roman. I would tell you Roman right now because but I've been watching Roman for a while now, and I can't. It wouldn't be fair for me to tell you Roman, but based it on one segment of Kenny versus like all the Roman I've seen. But that one segment I did see today of Kenny, because it's from Friday, but I watched it today. I did enjoy that, and it was good. And it was, like I said, I like that line of how like top 20. Okay, were any of them in the top 10? Top. I did like that. Dick had a line right there.
You know, he's playing off of that Wrestler of the Year and 5-star matches, 3 of those in 1 year, and you know he's gonna play off of that. He's gonna play off of those credentials.
Jungle Boy.
That's my man. I fucks with him.
First of all, when Kenny Omega was talking about him, the first thing I thought to myself was like, "Who the fuck calls himself Jungle Boy?" Didn't put much thought into it, and then his song hit, and I had to laugh my ass off.
Everybody.
And then I see the video, the little video thing that he has in the
his vignette.
Timetron, yeah. And it's like Tarzan, and I had to continue fucking laughing my ass off. And then what made it even better, what made it more intense, was the fact that the crowd was like actually singing along.
Yeah, the fucking Ninja Turtle shit.
Yeah, and I honestly, it was ridiculous, but it was a good ridiculous. I laughed, but I was entertained. And then I was impressed because his match was also, his match was also a tag team match. I don't even remember who he wrestled against. That's one thing. Oh, I'll say that in a second. But yeah, he did impress me. I watched that match, and I will say, Jungle Boy did impress me. You're right, because he pulled me in with that little fucking song, and then on top of that, he wrestled good.
Yeah, no,
it's something. It's something that shouldn't work, but somehow it was working. He got me invested.
You see, Luchasaurus. That's the dude he be walking to the ring with. That's the dude with the mask. Yeah.
One thing I noticed about it overall is what I've heard for a long time, and I can clearly see it just in this one episode of AEW. A lot of emphasis in tag teams. There's a lot of tag team matches. A lot of tag team matches, way more than there were singles matches. And that's actually not a bad thing. I've always liked tag team matches, right? Because especially when you got 4 really good dudes, you make magic.
Yeah, it's fucking chaos. Absolutely,
you make magic. So, but coming in, obviously, so guy who watches Raw and SmackDown, you see such a shitty emphasis on tag teams. You're lucky to get one tag team match, and sometimes they be 5 minutes long, and it's sad when it's good teams that got to deal with that. So yeah, I like the emphasis on tag teams. This is one tag team match. There's like a singles and another tag team singles. I like the emphasis on that. It also, right, it gives more time for more dudes to be on TV. That's another thing I like.
Brings balance. It lets everybody get some screen time.
Yeah.
That's why they want to. Tony Khan's going to do something that hasn't been done since like the fucking 70s. He wants to bring back faction belts. So we're going to see. Yeah, we're talking about like triple tag team belts. So like fucking what was that that little rule that the New Day was using?
The Freebird rule.
The Freebird. Yeah, trying to bring back Freebird rule.
Yeah. That even though the 2 won the title, everybody in the factions consider a champion.
Can defend it, yes.
Yes. I actually do like that rule because if you're a stable, it should be.
How many stables did you see? You got the Dark Order, you got the Nightmare Factory, you got the Inner Circle, which is Jericho's group. And then you got the Chaos Projects.
The Factory.
Fuck. Yeah, the Factory. There's all kinds of factions.
Yeah,
all kinds of factions. So they should bring back faction belts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I will say Christian, right? I was honestly impressed. Christian, he didn't rest. Christian was like out for how long? And then I seen him at the Rumble. He was impressive at the Rumble, the Royal Rumble. I was surprised he didn't get pulled for a contract. Because you would think, right? We got Edge, let's get Christian.
Well, he said on
But,
Jericho's podcast it was a one-off. They offered him a one-off.
but hold
And he
up,
wanted more.
So he had that match. I think it was also a tag team match, but damn it, I cannot remember who his partner was. It was against these two dudes with Matt Hardy. I don't know who the two dudes are.
Private Party.
Private Party. Okay.
Yeah, Private.
There was a segment in a part in that match that I had to laugh so hard. At first, these two dudes start mocking the 5-second pose. But then on top of that, later on when Christian's on the floor, they pick up Christian, and the three of them,
Do the pose.
And the three of them do the 5-second pose. I don't think I've laughed so hard in a long time watching wrestling, and not in a bad way. That was entertaining, right? Because these dudes, I take it they're heel with that type of behavior, and the way they were acting and talking shit. I found it so funny, but so entertaining. I think that's the
Matt,
key.
he got that stable. He made this like the Matt Hardy agency or some shit like that. I forgot what he calls that shit, but he's got another heel stable.
I think that's the thing that I honestly gotta say. I was entertained. The 2 hours, I was entertained. I really was. Like I said, if I had to look at everything, the Chris Jericho segment, he had, the inner circle out. They spoke about their victory. Chris Jericho said he's gonna beat AMJF. He said he's gonna trash him, beat him to prove he can still go. He said something along the lines of that. And yeah, it was cool. Chris Jericho, great speaker. Everybody in the group except for one dude spoke. He had like a beard. I don't know. He's the only one who I don't recall he talked, but Jack Hager spoke. The one dude, he looks young as hell.
Sammy Guevara, that's my dude. Sammy.
Sammy he looks really young. He has to be really young.
Like Carrillo.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks just like him.
But you know what I really enjoyed? That they all, when they talk, they talk natural.
Yeah, it's in tandem.
Yeah.
They have no problem. Their chemistry as a group is so good that it makes you believe all their promo work.
It was really good. It just, everything they said, all of them, I was honestly entertained. But that goes for, now that I think of it, that goes for a lot of it. Kenny Omega segment. Anybody who spoke, it wasn't like when I watched Raw or SmackDown, which is like, you could, a lot of times, you could see it's like, they're memorizing the script in their fucking head.
I might be a little wrong on this, but I hear that the AEW writing team consists of like 10 people.
But you know what the biggest problem with Vince is? That their writing team writes something, and then he comes in 30 minutes before the show starts, rips the paper, and then they're forced
shit.
They gotta rewrite something, and that's why they create shit.
Why do it begs the question, why does he have like 75 writers on his payroll if he could just change it on a whim? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Honestly, so I don't want this video to be longer than it really needs to be, right? This is just talk about AEW. Overall, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. Starting it off, like I said, they ran all the matches and segments that were coming off, and I was like, yo, I don't know who any of the fuck these guys are. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I see Miro. Yeah, like a minute segment in there. He's talking about. He mentioned his hot wife.
Guess that there's a shout out, right? CJ Perry.
Yeah.
Shout out.
So overall, if I had to score out of 10, I will honestly give it an 8. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
That's fair
All,
because they did
all,
have. I'm sure they had bum segments. They always do. There's always like one or two. They're like, nah. But for the
the only,
most part,
yeah, no, overall 8 out of 10. I enjoyed it. The matches are good. The main event was Dustin Rhodes versus some big fucker. There
with
was
a
like a
fucking with a beard,
yeah.
yeah.
But that was all right too. There was a table spot in there. The dude was bleeding. That was entertaining. The only thing, my only guess, like I said, the first match was a little too. It just you could tell that we're waiting for their moments, and you could like what's they're wrestling. They
Spot
didn't have,
being spot
they,
monkeys.
yeah, they didn't have that flow of like you know that
Yeah,
it
looking
looks
for their
good.
spot.
Yeah, that you could so see it. Yes,
Yeah, looking for their
that
spot.
bothered me, and the women's match was just so forgettable, so forgettable, and
It's
that
very all right. Look, very seldomly, and so far in AEW, very seldomly I've seen a women's match that I can really say, "Oh my god, it was great." So I really can't say that about their women's division. Like they
yeah,
had, I think.
and that's
I'm
and
glad
that's
that Britt Baker is now the champion because I think Hakuro Shida had the belt way too long. I felt like she did.
was that the big like was
No,
big
that's the Japanese girl that always looks like Tifa.
okay because there was some big lady there that fucking
Uh,
flipped out of the burger.
Nyla Rose or some shit like that. Was she with Vicky Guerrero?
I think so. Vicky Guerrero
Yes,
was out
Nyla
there. Wasn't
Rose.
it? Oh man,
She
how could I know? I almost ended this video without even talking about my favorite part. How is it that the day I decided to watch AEW, Andrade showed up? I fucking love Andrade. I almost. That's the thing. I'm trying to
yo,
remember.
did you see
I'm
that
trying to
pop though?
remember. There's so much. What was that?
You see that pop though?
Yes, that's the thing. So much going on. Right? I'm trying to process everything that happened just now. Let's get done. But Andrade was one of my favorites in WWE. It hurt me when he was never used correctly. It sucked. It bummed me down. It sucked right to a degree because regardless you like him when he got released, but to see him here and for him to show up on the very first AEW I watched. See now, 5 years from now, if I still watch AEW, I always remember my first AEW Andrade debut. The day he debuted is when I started watching AEW.
The best thing about Andrade now is he's gonna be able to do his own thing.
Yes, and I liked how he said how he's considered like the face of the Latinos and how he will be the face of all elite wrestling. I like that. And I'm actually very excited for that.
He's
I'm
his
actually very,
first program is Omega.
I'm excited for that. And I can just imagine that match already right there.
That's gonna be
Um,
another one of those 5-star legend fucking shits. You'll see. You watch.
and so, yeah, seeing Andrade there, not gonna lie, I was super excited. Um, the other thing, I also almost forgot, but the Andrade thing came after this, the Mark Henry segment.
You don't know how to feel about that, just like I don't. He was
I
talking,
like,
yo, he
I
was running his mouth a lot about how AEW is a new breed company. You're not gonna last very long, and then all of a sudden,
I like how first I'm jumping here from point to point. I like at one point Chris Jericho said that they were the best wrestling company out there. Period. I like
period.
how he said that. But back to the Mark Henry thing. I've liked Mark Henry. Mark Henry's always been entertaining. My favorite type of Mark Henry was when he had that whole Hall of Pain thing. He
Hall
became
of
world champion.
Pain, yeah, the
He
Hall
had
of Pain.
world champion. I love that Mark Henry run for him. And he used to just yell, "That's what I do!" Like
His
that shit was.
only that's like his only championship run. I
I think
think.
so. I think you might be
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
only.
without, I think he was ECW champion when they did the revamp ECW. I think
Mhm.
I'm not sure, but regardless, I know they said. I guess he's gonna be a commentator on AEW Rampage when that starts. I guess that's their other show coming
They
up.
got show on Dark. Show does commentary on Dark. He's not too bad
So,
either. He's not too bad.
so, so yeah, because they're saying he's gonna be starting on August. they said that's when AEW Rampage starts. So I guess it's gonna be commentary. But they asked him about wrestling. He said he has a lot left in the tank. Mark Henry's a mixed bag. If he doesn't wrestle, I'm not gonna complain about it.
That's okay that he doesn't wrestle.
If he wrestles, then it depends how it'll go, right? Because, like I said,
Hope he changes his finishing move.
Yeah, he needs something besides a damn slam. Like that's just it's like it was like Braun Strowman. It was just a power slam. Nothing special about it. So yeah,
Big
Mark
guys
Henry,
gotta have them moves that scare you, yo. Like Bradshaw had the perfect move. His fucking clothesline is so nasty.
Clothesline from hell. Yes.
Something high impact.
But yeah, overall, 8 out of 10. I have fun. I have fun watching it. I wasn't bored, except for the women's match. I wasn't bored. I was entertained. For the most part, I was really entertained. It was good to see Dustin Rhodes wrestle again. Remember, coming from WWE, I haven't seen these dudes in forever. It was good to see Cody Rhodes wrestle again.
See how consistent? Now that Dustin gets to do his own thing, he gets to wrestle all the time and stuff. He was in catering for like most of his Goldust career towards the end.
Can I just say that Batman, it's like he's aging in reverse. The older he gets, the better wrestler he becomes.
He's a better quality wrestler now than he ever has been.
Young Goldust was trash. He had a good character, but trash wrestling skill.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and I see him wrestling now, and when I remember seeing him wrestle Cody Rhodes 2 years ago in Double or Nothing. Hell, even his last run with Cody in WWE, when they became the Brotherhood before the whole Goldust, Stardust bullshit, when they were just the Brotherhood, I fucking loved them as a team. When they won the tag titles with Dusty, that was a good run for them. Too bad it came crashing down after a bit. Like everything else. Like everything else. But honestly, can I just say, I enjoyed this probably than any Raw this year so far.
I was gonna say, at least for 2021 so far, it's gotta be hype. And see, I like AEW's consistency. Their Dynamites always have a theme. It's almost like a pay-per-view every week.
I like the intro too. The intro was cool. The opening of the show was pretty cool.
Yeah, they really try to draw you in with optics.
I'm definitely gonna be watching again. Definitely, like I said, because I had it for a single record, but now I changed it to a weekly record.
See, I'm glad that the way they do their booking, it's leading up to their pay-per-views. They only have 4 pay-per-views a year. So
really?
their booking is always going to lead up to the next pay-per-view.
So what, like one per season or something like that? Really? So I take it to have a lot of title matches, like not a lot, but title matches constantly.
You see, they're all out, they're all in, and all their pay-per-views are real stacked cards, like huge. That's why they do that. That's why they only do 4 a year, so they can do that. So they can put it all on the line for every pay-per-view.
Okay.
It's smart. It's good marketing. Tony Khan.
I don't know how I feel about that personally. I actually see because WWE sometimes they do overdrive, having 3 fucking pay-per-views in a month. That's bad. But I do like when they have 1 pay-per-view a month. I do like that. But sometimes that leads to too many rematches month to month. I mean, right now, I love Drew McIntyre. But right now,
tired of seeing him, right?
I'm tired of seeing him wrestle Bobby Lashley, and to know that they're gonna wrestle again for the 3rd pay-per-view in a row is exhausting. So maybe for me, maybe this won't be a bad thing. The whole 4 times a year.
Think about wear and tear on their stars.
Yeah, maybe that's not such a bad thing.
They can still go out there and give you 110 because they get to recover.
Yeah. I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited for next week. I don't remember the last I was excited to watch to get to next week.
I'm ready to see. I'm ready for that Andrade Kenny Omega match. I'm ready for that.
I'm not exaggerating, but the last time I remember getting that excited, like, yo, what's gonna happen next week? Was I want to see Punk was still around.
That could still end up that future too. He could still end up there. I would like to see that because that's it right there. There's the match, Omega and Punk.
So long as he hits the gym, trains, and practice, because
He's
we
got
saw
to
what
get back. Yeah.
we saw
CM
what
Punk,
we
he
saw
does
what
need
time
to.
we did to Shawn Michaels. No good.
Yeah, he'd have to get back in the gym. Have to.
But those were my thoughts on AEW. Is there anything you want to ask me? Is there anything you want to add?
All right. You don't know the names of the people yet, but any prospects in AEW you're actually looking forward to seeing, like in the future?
Like wrestling, like wrestlers. Jungle Boy. I was very impressed by him today. Trust me, with that song, I will never forget him. It's easy to remember. Jungle Boy. I definitely him. Darby Allin thing. I have seen Darby Allin wrestle a couple times, so the whole get another partner, we'll wrestle. I'm looking forward to that.
I already know who his partner's gonna be.
I'm fucking streaming.
Well, I already know who Darby Allin's partner's gonna be.
Do I have to peg you with these?
Well, you don't want to hear my theory on who his partner's gonna be?
Yeah, no. Live. You're not in this conversation. Thank you.
That's Castle's brother.
Yeah, forgive me, people. Had to address that.
There's some like Andrade. That's quite obvious. I'm looking forward to that. Kenny Omega. I haven't seen much of Kenny Omega, right? Because I've never watched any of this stuff.
Go do some back research. You'll be fine.
But that promo and the fact that I know he's been collecting all the belts does make me interested in seeing Kenny Omega.
If he gets 5 belts, that's gonna break the wrestling world. You know that, right?
He already has 5. The TNA, the Impact, the NWA, the AEW,
AAA.
yes.
He's 4. He's got 4.
You got 4 so far? Is that what he has?
He's got 4. He got 1 left. New Japan. He going back to Japan. He got 1 left. Jay White. Look him up.
Oh, and the New Japan title is vacant.
The whole inner circle thing. The whole inner circle thing. I do looking forward to watching more of that. I've always liked Chris Jericho, right? I always liked Jack Swagger. At one point, the crowd was chanting "We the People," and it just reminded me.
He fucking hates that shit.
But I always loved the Real Americans. Another team that really
and Jack Swagger were awesome.
Yeah, so definitely looking forward to seeing all of them, whether together, individually, singles matches or whatever. So yeah, I'm right now. I'm definitely looking. I know they mentioned Sean Spears, who was what, Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger.
He didn't show up. He was mentioned, but Ty Dillinger was a dope wrestler, so I can just imagine that it's still the same.
Sean Spears, the chairman, he likes to smack people with chairs.
I got that joke, and then I got the joke that chairman. He got. Yeah, they said the chairman met the chair at Double or Nothing.
And he got the glove.
I figured the joke. That's what it was. Oh, one thing that so the finish of the Cody Rhodes match, it really bothered me. The finish of the Cody Rhodes match, the dude just like rocked him one time and just put him out. Okay. But the fist, you could clearly see it missed. Okay, botch. It happened.
You know what?
It happens.
It's been on Botchamania.
They go replay it like 3 more times, like
to show that it was sold.
I was like, "What are you doing?" Like you could clearly tell. You can clearly tell it missed. A botch has happened, right? But if it was a botch and you could clearly tell it missed, why would you show a replay of that? I was
you try to move on to the next segment. I would in TV production.
Segment. Yeah, I don't know. I was like, why would they show a replay of that? I mean, you could clearly the first time it hit, I was like, yo, that missed. All the replay did was confirm to me that it missed.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know why they did that. But like I said, botches happen, but don't emphasize the botch if it happens.
Don't keep replaying it. I hear you on.
Yeah, but overall, I have fun watching AEW. I am excited for next week. And who knows? Maybe pay-per-view?
We might get like, every week they drop some kind of weird surprise. So don't be surprised if like somebody else debuts that's not supposed to be there. You know what I mean?
Actually, Next day.
Andrade just literally came out of nowhere. So
That's what happened with Moxley when he did it.
but
He just
why?
came out of nowhere.
I have to ask, why is Vicky Guerrero still doing the excuse me?
Because that's what they asking her to do. Excuse me. God, listen, it's annoying, but I do enjoy those segments.
That's her gimmick.
It's annoying. It's Vicky.
Rest
in peace, Eddie.
That's the thing. It's Vicky, but it is annoying.
Yeah, it's aggravating, but it's her thing. It's her shtick.
She's just out there talking and talking, and then the crowd starts chanting because I forgot what they were chanting. She just yells again, "Excuse me!" And I saw. I'm assuming right because they did call him Andrade Cien Almas, so I would assume that's the name. He's keeping the name, right?
He can. Andrade's not trademarked. Cien Almas is. He's got Idolis or something like Cien Andrade Cien Andalis or some shit like that. It's something different.
Because they did call him Andrade Cien Almas. I could have sworn.
No, that's trademark. He can't use Almas. He can't use Cien Almas. He can use Andrade.
Similar to that. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, at least same name.
Mm-hmm. He kept. He was gonna keep Andrade. He made sure to trademark it after he left.
So yeah. Now, the fact that Vicky introduced them, I mean, that could have been just a Latino to Latino thing segment, or do you think that's because they're gonna get paired up, TV wise?
There's a lot of the Latin community in AEW is very prevalent. You got Pride and Powerful, which used to be LAX. You got the Cuban chick, I forgot what her name is. There was Evil East, but she got in trouble from backstage heat, so they got rid of her. They have these. If you watch the Being the Elite behind the scenes, they have these things called Speaking Spanglish. Those segments are hilarious, and that's all the Latin wrestlers in AEW have this little segment in Being the Elite where they define Spanglish.
For real.
Trust. Yes, gotta see that. You gotta see that. Sammy Guevara, the young guy from the Inner Circle, the one you said, he's in that shit. Yeah, Pride and Powerful's in that shit. It's really cool. Catch the Being the Elite behind the scenes shit on YouTube. Everything ties in. AEW Dark, Being the Elite, all that stuff, all ties in to the bigger picture.
I noticed that at one point, I forgot what match it was, but I noticed that at one point they had like on the bottom the results from AEW Dark, and they had the results one after the other. So it got me thinking that a little bit of everything connects to each other, I guess. Like not like they have main event, but what happens at main event is irrelevant to Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah, no, this literally all their segments outside of Dynamite all go together. Yeah.
Okay. Watching that? Okay, that makes that's cool. That's what I'm saying. That's cool. The fact that they have the records is cool because that's the thing. Like, WWE has main event, but
it's a junk show. It doesn't mean anything.
That's the thing. Like Mustafa Ali wrestled the main event. What did that impact mean for Raw or SmackDown? Absolutely nothing. They don't even tell you about it. They don't even tell you about it. But the records
carry over. If they wrestle on Dark, it carries over to Dynamite, and then on in them forward.
Which is why I figured they had the results on the bottom. That's what I'm saying. WWE, Mustafa won a main event. Like, okay, they don't even promote their own main event matches. That's how bad it is. It's like it doesn't exist.
They don't care. Yeah, they don't care. And they left it on fucking the WWE network. Nobody watches that shit.
Or Peacock now, because the network died over here. But that might have been a smart decision money-wise for them.
Yeah. Because people were dropping it.
And for us, because $10 for the network versus now $10 for what's network plus the Peacock is more content for the same price. So. But I know AEW's pay-per-views are $60, right? Because they still go for full price.
Yeah, that's why it's only for a year. That's why they don't drag that.
But that's what I was gonna say. With only 4, that's actually not too bad when you think about it.
They go when they say all out, all in. That's like they're going full throttle. They want your $60. You're gonna get your $60. I promise you.
$60 for pay-per-view.
Because I remember back in the day, before the WWE Network, I remember fucking Vince had $60 pay-per-views every month. 60. It was just a lot.
that's tiresome. Yeah.
And
Look,
and
for
that,
somebody
like,
who buys pay-per-views, I don't mind spending $240 a year to watch 4 great pay-per-views.
well, it's like WWE. Usually, WrestleMania, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, and the Rumble are gonna be good.
WrestleMania,
Those are the 4 main ones. But everything else around could just be such a mixed bag.
And then they throw all these other like WrestleMania Backlash and all these unnecessary shit.
Oh, SummerSlam has been changed too. It's now WrestleMania SummerSlam.
Anyway, you get my drift.
Yeah. Well, anyway, guys, I think I said everything I needed to say in regards to the AEW from this past Friday.
So anybody comment below, watch AEW. They up and comers. A lot of people you won't know, but they give it their all, and I appreciate that shit.
That's what I like. There was guys I don't know, right? So there's a part of me that's lost. I don't know these guys' names. I don't know who the hell they are. I don't know if they're good. There's some guys in there that look really basic. I will say that. They don't have that star. They look like if I went to wrestle.
Right.
Yo, tell them
regular people. They look like regular dudes sometimes.
And then they have these other dudes that from like WWE and all that. That's like, if you miss watching them, like I said, I enjoy watching Cody Rhodes, Pac, Dustin, Christian. I haven't seen these dudes in forever. So I did enjoy that with the mix of the new. The match of Christian, for example.
The youngins and the old meet together.
So that's why I enjoyed it. So, but yeah. Anything you want to close out with, sir, before we end this?
No, I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I told you you was trying to be stingy.
Trying to be stingy.
I mean,
but it's okay.
It did take. I mean, what?
Look, they've been doing their thing for now 2 years. Took you this long.
It took me 2 years, and it took WWE to take a shit for me to give it a chance.
Total tank. They're tanking. If it wasn't for Roman Reigns, SmackDown wouldn't be shit either.
They would be dead in the water.
That's not 100% true though, because Seth Rollins and Cesaro are also doing their thing right now.
He's consistent, but he's wasting away.
Nobody likes Seth Rollins anymore.
That heel Rollins passed its prime.
Your brother needs to. He doesn't know what he's talking about either.
I still fuck with Rollins. I fuck with Rollins.
Yeah, guys.
I'll fuck with Rollins when he does a Dean Ambrose and walks the fuck out of AEW.
Let's close this out, yeah.
Guys, this has been Brian Redgrave and Frank Kastle talking about AEW.
Been a pleasure.
The first time we're doing this might not be the last. All right, guys. Take care.
Holla back. Later.